Hey there, this is K4A Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. In this video today we are going to learn what is costumes library in Scratch. In previous video we have learned what costume is and that some sprites, some images in Scratch have costumes, and that costume itself is also an image, also in sprite, but it shows some kind of change, some kind of action on that character, item, or whatever we have in our game. It's mostly used for characters to show some kind of very strong distinctive action, like movement, like for example player jumping. That would need couple of costumes, couple of images of player jumping into some kind of sequence of images, player shooting so he can pull the gun from pull the revolver or whatever he has, whatever kind of gun he has, then aim, then shoot. So it will need to have at least 3 images or so. Player running, player swimming, flying, and so on. But also it doesn't have to be some kind of action on the character. It can be some kind of action on some kind of item, like for example flower or tree moving, tree leaves falling or something like that. So that would also have to be animated, or it can be some kind of simple change, like sprite changing it look, like button color, button size, and so on. And we have learned that those costumes can be found here when you click on costumes and so on. So you can see costume 2 is running, costume 1 is standing, and I can now with my code make this cat run on the screen. And to see what sprites have those, I can just go to sprite library and check out. But the whole idea here is now that I would have to go on all of those sprites one by one. So I see broom doesn't have the animation, bread no, ball no, the band has it, the bell doesn't have it, and so on. So I would have to go in one by one and check it, and that would be slow. And to speed that up, developers for Scratch, they even gave us costume library. So this here on your bottom right was a sprite library, so where we can find the sprites for our game. But when you click on the costumes button in your top left to see the costumes for your currently selected sprite on the screen, then in bottom left you have a similar button, like here choose a sprite. We have in your right bottom, on our left bottom we have choose a costume. So now when I click on it, it will open all of the costumes in my Scratch. So this is costume library, and the rules are same as with the sprite library. I can exit it with pressing the escape on my keyboard, or pressing the back button on my top left, or I can find whatever I want by scrolling down and checking all of these. These are all costumes, so that you can see that now they do not animate, because they are now just like extracted one by one in a row. But it's easier now to find what kind of animations I have here, in terms of they are all here. So I don't have to go to my sprite library and hover over my sprites. I can see all the animations here. And again, if this is too slow for you to scroll down, you can check animals by clicking on this top button for animals, people, fantasy characters, and so on. So for example, I can see that the dragon characters here, they have some kind of animation for flying maybe, and fire animation. But maybe this dragon sea needs some kind of better animation. Maybe I will have to work on it, but at least I have something to start with it. Let me check out what other, for example, animals. Yeah, so for example, I don't have animation for bear attack. I would have to make it on my own, but at least I have bear walk and bear standing. Okay, that's cool. Same with cat. Cat, the main character for me, it doesn't have attack, it doesn't have jump and so on animation, so I would have to make that on my own, but at least you can see what you have here provided from scratch. Again, I would not use this too much because I don't use many of those in general, those default Scratch characters, but if you do, you will probably use it. I would probably go just to sprite library, search for something here, and then put my cursor over it, put my mouse over it, and see, okay, this is animated, this is it. Okay, most of those animals have animations, people's also. So for example, diver, I don't have animations for diver, no big deal, I will animate it if I like how this diver looks on my screen. Then I will go to costumes and create my own custom animations, which is out of the scope of this tutorial, but we will learn it, and we have learned some of those before, and I will link it in descriptions. The whole idea here is that for all these features you have here in the Scratch, either if it's sprite, costume, backdrop, whatever, you mostly have some other helpers like library, sprite library, costumes library, sounds library, backdrops library, and so on and so on. So you can either choose single sprite, or if you don't like that one, pick others from library. If you don't like that one, then create some of your own. If you don't know how to create, you're not good at painting and illustration, just find some on internet, or find someone make it for you and upload it, and that's it. There is always a solution to every problem you have in Scratch. That's why we like it. That's it for this video, and thanks for watching, and see you in next one. Bye for now.